The number of deer reported shot during the hunting season has quadrupled in the past 20 years. That's according to the Department of Housing, Local Government and Heritage. So is this a potential problem? Is it a problem indeed? Well, for more, we're joined now by Sandra Higgins, Director of Go Vegan World, and Tim Cullinan, President of the IFA. Tim, to you first. Does the spiralling population of deer in this country pose a threat, do you think, that needs to be responded to by culling?
It does, Shane, and I suppose if we look at it, if you go back 20 years ago, there was approximately a herd of 10,000 deer in the country, and today there's somewhere in the region of 40,000 deer, and in particular Wicklow's, Kerry, Wicklow and Donegal. And I suppose what has happened is, because the herd has been increasing in population, they have been encroaching down onto farmland, and doing a lot of damage to fences, a lot of damage to crops, and like there's a health risk here for ourselves as individuals as well, because deer's coming out onto the roads, in particular in night time. I'm very well aware of incidents where there has been car crashes with deers jumping out through hedges. So look, it's a very serious concern at the moment. I suppose the other aspect is the spreading of disease, because we know that TB is in the deer herd as well, and when they are encroaching onto farmland and mixing with bovine or farm animals, that is creating a problem as well. Okay,
Sandra Higgins, you disagree?
Oh, would you? Yes. What we have to remember is that, we have this human supremacist idea that the land is ours, it belongs to humans. But the land also belongs to the wild animals of Ireland, to the deers. So we are encroaching on their territory. Over 80% of the land in Ireland used to be forestry. Now that land has been deforested and is being used for farming. And I think that this is actually a diversionary tactic. What we should be talking about is a reduction working towards the elimination of using animals as food, particularly a reduction in the number of cows and sheep in Ireland, and not the reduction in the number of wild animals. We should be rehabilitating our ecology. The 2019 report showed that over 80% of Ireland's habitats was unfavourable, and half the habitats were in decline.
Okay.
So we should be rebuilding these.
Okay, let's bring Tim Cullinan back on it. It's humans that are encroaching, not deer. Tim.
Look, Shane, I think farmers have always worked with the land to work with their animals, and we for centuries now. This system has been evolving, and we produce food, and which is very, very important. And we've had this debate on numerous occasions, and we have a world population that's growing, and we need to work in harmony with the environment, which we as farmers do. And we understand the ecosystems, and it's very, very important. But there's areas in the country, in forestries and highlands, which are ideal for deer and other animals like this. But it needs to be in proportion, and it needs to be controlled. And what has to happen here is, I know Minister McConnell has agreed to establish a national deer forum, or to re-establish it, and which will bring about a control. And it's about a balance here that nature can work with.
All right, let Sandra come back on that.
No, farming in Ireland is absolutely not working in harmony with the environment. And now the latest report from the EPA showed that 37.1% of Irish greenhouse gases are emitted from the agricultural sector, most of that coming from the animal agricultural sector. The upland grazing is destroying habitats. This is absolutely not in harmony. It's completely contradictory. And every scientific report that has come out in the last number of years has called for a reduction in the number of animals who are farmed for food and clothing for human use. And we need to be working to eliminate, and farmers need to be supported.
And sorry, just to be clear, Sandra, you're saying deer should not be culled under any circumstances.
They should not be culled, no. And it's just atrocious to hear that this has been proposed as the solution. We know that this solution doesn't work. The biggest threat that farmers experience is the threat of TB to cows. And the way to get rid of TB is to get rid of the cows, to stop using other animals to meet our needs as humans.
Look, I suppose first of all on the highlands and the high areas, like absolutely, of our proposals there and what we've been working on for years is a low manageable stocking rate on the highlands of Ireland, and which sheep in particular and cattle work in harmony with the environment. I think that's very important to say. And there is, we have a problem with TB here in Ireland. It's not about eradicating the herd. It's about eradicating the TB. And a lot of taxpayers' money has been spent on this program. And there's there is a TB forum.
Okay.
That has been established by the minister and is doing a lot of good work at the moment. But that's where we need to go there. But Shane, as I always say, we need a balance here. We have to provide food for people, and Ireland is one of the best countries in the world from a climatic and grass-growing point of view.
Okay, all right. Sandra, a very brief final word from you.
There's no balance when you look at the statistics of 7 or 8 million people in Ireland. We have the same number of cows. We have 5 million sheep. That is absolutely not a balance. Most of the world's land is used to produce only 5 or 8% of our calories from animal foods. We could be much more efficient if we focused our efforts on producing plants to feed humans.
And we will have to leave it there.
We supported Irish farmers to do the same.
All right, Sandra Higgins, Director of Go Vegan World, Tim Cullinan, President of the IFA. Thank you both for joining us. Let us know your views. 52106 at a cost of 30 cents.